Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Keeneland Racecourse here on opening day. It is Friday, the 8th of April, 2022. We're going to look at all the stakes races on the program from Keeneland. But before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world. And also join me tomorrow for my Grand National preview from Aintree in the UK. And also here stateside for the Bluegrass preview from Keeneland, the Wood Memorial preview, the Santino Derby preview. It's going to be a good weekend of racing, so just join me. Today's opening day card from Keeneland's very good. We're going to look at the stakes races 7 through 9. Let's get to it right now. The 7th race, it is the Lafayette Stakes. It's going for a purse of $400,000. Race for 3-year-olds here. 12 horses are going to the track for this one. The distance of ground here, 1,400 meters, or the distance of ground, 7 furlongs on the Keeneland main track. 1,400 meters, 7 furlongs in the Lafayette. And this race was on hiatus for a long time. I believe they brought it back in 2015 for the first time in like 6 years. Then didn't run it until 2020 when they had the Breeders' Cup here. Didn't run it last year, and I think they brought it back this year. And I think it's a good idea, kind of a good local prep race for the Pat Day Mile coming up in about 5 weeks' time or 4 weeks' time now. But my top selection here, I'm going to go with the number 1 horse, Osborne. We'll go 1-8-2-5 in the superfecta. 1-8-2-5 super. Top selection, 1 horse, Osborne. This 3-year-old gelding by Tapture. Ron Milquet trains one. Tyler Gaffleone gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 29th of January at Oaklawn, mile 16th in the Grade 3 Southwest Stakes. And the horse finished 8th by 8 3/4 lengths that day, and he just wasn't a two-turn horse. He never really got going. He kind of hit the wall late. It just wasn't his day to win. Coming here to a 1-turn 7 furlongs where it doesn't need the lead, he could sit close. I think this race could really suit up from him coming from a stalling position here today. 2 back in the Springboard Mile at Remington, 1 mile on the 17th of December. He finished second by a half length. He was with them early on. He had lead. Make It Big got to him. Just wasn't handling the 2 turns there. And then the 17th of November at Churchill, 7 furlongs, main special weight 87,000, went by 1 3/4 lengths. Basically from a stalling position, this horse took over and took off clear late. A very, very good run. Even his debut behind Howling Time in the main special weight at Churchill on the 25th of September, going 3/4. He finished second by 1.5 lengths there. He just couldn't get there late, but he showed potential. He's been training well down at Oaklawn. I'm going to give him a massive shot here at 12-1. Don't throw out the 8 horse, My Prankster. He's 8-5 here, but he's run these great races. Won the Swale most recently at Gulfstream. And before that, won an Optional 75 at Gulfstream going 6. He's a horse, 7 furlongs, right up his alley, 9-5. Definitely use in the late pick 4 that begins with this race. But to recount my selection for the 7 from Keeneland, it is Lafayette. Let's take the 1 horse Osborne. Give kudos to the 8 horse My Prankster. 1-8-2-5 super, 1-8 in the multi-race. The 8th race from Keeneland, it is the Transylvania Stakes. It's a Grade 3 event going for a purse of $400,000. Race for 3-year-olds here. 6 horses are going the distance of ground of 1,700 meters, or the distance of ground of mile 1/16th on the Keeneland main track. Turf course, 1,700 meters, mile 16th here in the Transylvania. My top selection, we're going to go with the number 6 horse Verbal. We'll go 6-4-3-5 in the superfecta. 6-4-3-5 super. Top selection, 6 horse Verbal. This 3-year-old colt by Flinchier. Chad Brown trains. Jose Ortiz gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 28th of November at Del Mar. 1 mile in the Cecil B. DeMille Mile. And he finished, he won by half a length that day. He was stupidly wide throughout, but he settled well, he quickened up nicely, and he got the job done. I thought it was a very good run in his second start. Coming here should get in a little bit of an easier trip, should improve to the 3-year-old campaign. I think he's sitting on a very good run. 2 back in the main special weight 90,000 at Belmont, 1 mile the Widener turf course on the 10th of October. He won by 4 lengths, and again, he sat back early, stupidly wide, but that turn a foot late was the key for him. An all-around good race. Coming here today, like I said, should get a good trip. Likes the wide trip. I'm going to give him a shot here at 2-1, along with the 4 horse Grand Sonata. This 3-year-old colt by Medaglia d'Oro. Top Fletcher trains this one. Tyler Gaffleone gets mounted. Most recently, the Kid's Joy at Gulfstream going about a mile 16th on the lawn. The horse went by a neck from a stalling position. His horse got there in the nick of time. I thought it was a good race with some traffic. Before the Daniana Beach at Gulfstream was going a mile on the 1st of January. He won by a head, and again, he didn't break that well, was a little bit wide and a little lackadaisical throughout, but he got the job done. Not the flashiest, but he got the job done. He likes the turf. He should get a good trip from a starting position. At 5-2, watch out for him also in the pick 4. But to recap my selection for the 8th from Keeneland, it is the grade 3 Transylvania. Let's take the 6-horse Verbal. Give kudos to the 4-horse Grand Sonota. 6-4-3-5 Super. 6-4 in the multi-race. The 9th race from Keeneland. It is the featured Ashland Stakes. It's a grade 1 event going for a purse $600,000. Race for 3-year-old fillies. We have a field of 8 horses going 1 lap around the Keeneland main track, which is 1,700 meters in circumference, or 1 mile and 1/16th on the Keeneland main track. 1,700 meters, a mile 1/16th. Keep in mind, the race starts and ends at the 16th pole. My top selection here, I'm going to go with the number 4-horse Nest. We'll go 4-2-7-3 in the superfecta. 4-2-7-3 super. Top selection of 4-horse Nest. This 3-year-old filly by Curlin. Tom Pletcher trains. Ira Ortiz Jr. gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 12th of February at Tampa. Mile 40 yards in the Suncoast Stakes, and the horse won by 6 lengths and stalked, got the lead, quickened up nicely, and got the job done at 30 cents to the dollar. Wasn't the world's toughest race, but she got the job done. Coming here today from a stalking position, I think she could really run a long way and really do something. She hasn't run bad at all. Her only bad race was she had a bit of an excuse. I think it was a jockey error. But 2 back in the in the Demoiselle at Aqueduct Mile 8th on the 4th of December. The horse went by neck that day and stalked, although sat back early on that day, a little bit wide, but she had the wide trip and she was really closing up well, and she got the job done. A very, very good run. Keep in mind, 1, 2, 3 out of that race all won next start out, so good form in that Demoiselle in 2021. And then before then, the Tempted at Belmont, 1 mile on the 5th of November. The horse finished 3rd by 3/4 length, and she just couldn't get there late. She was very, very wide, and, I don't think it was Dylan Davis's smartest ride. He just, should have saved a little bit more ground around the turn with her. But her debut, which I remember watching live from Belmont in September, mile 16th in main special weight, winning by 5 lengths from a stalking position. She was drifting late, but other than that, it was a very, very good victory. Training well in Palm Beach at 2-1. I think she's the real deal. You can't throw out the 2-horse here, Interday Dream. This 3-year-old for the big Classic Empire. Brad Cox trains. Florent Giroux gets mounts. Most recently in the seasonal reappearance on the 13th of March at Oakland, going a mile 16th. The horse won by 8 1/4 lengths there and really put on a show late. An all-around good race. Before that, as a 2-year-old in the Adirondack at Saratoga, going 6.5. The horse finished second by 3.5 lengths there and just never really showed up. But come back here today with a good race under her belt. At 5-2, it wouldn't surprise me if she wins. You definitely have to use her in the multi-race. But to recount my selection for the 9th from Keeneland, it is the grade 1 $600,000 Ashland. We're going to take the 4-horse Nest as a top selection. Give kudos to the 2-horse Interstate Dream. 4-2-7-3 Super. 4-2 in the multi-race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.